It suffices for now to mention once more that this court is not bound by that indication that the state is not opposing the request for a postponement. The decision the court is going to make will be guided by what is before me. Paragraph 2 of the order of Thursday, 6 April 2023. 2. In the light of paragraph 1 above, this Judicial Case Management Conference is stood down until Tuesday, 11 April 2023, the proceedings for the Judicial Case Management Conference to be conducted at 9 hours physically before Lord JP. So clearly, on the 6th April, that is last week Thursday, the court did not take a decision on the proposed application for a postponement. And therefore, this paragraph 3 that I'm now going to read must be read in context. Should a postponement be granted on 11 April 2023, timelines for the submission of the representations, response to the representations, and the date of trial in the event representations are not acceded to will be set. Four, the role planner of the NPA is hereby directed to start looking into which days the trial in this matter will resume, provided charges against the accused are not withdrawn after consideration of the representations. Again, this was a provisional order on the basis that the court who is representing the accused 1 to 3 is still absent from Judicial Case Management Conference proceedings today, and he will be required on Tuesday, 11 April 2023, to explain why he was not in attendance, that is on the 6th April, and why his failure to do so should not be reported to LPC. And here we are. He still did not attend court today. Here we are. He has again sent Mr. Sitebe to represent him today. Here we are. The suggestion by Mr. Sitebe is that he is not here again because of the bereavement. The particulars and the details thereof has throughout been withheld from this court.
manje lapho kubukwa-ke imininingwane lena lekhona ngalana Mr. uhleli nayo sonke lesikhathi azange-ke ayidlulisele kule nkantolo le nkantolo ikhokocala njalo lakusho.
One would expect that for the respect of the court, as an officer of the court, you'll be open to the court when you're faced with a situation like that.
Manje inkantolo ilindlela ukuthi-ke nangabe kube nesimo lesithile besingakucabanga kahle kufanele ukudlulise lokho inkantolo iyazi ukuthi kuwela siphi isimo.
I'm not suggesting for a moment that is not so.
Inkantolo ayisho ukuthi iyasola noma ayithembi futhi-ke lokho kuqiniso.
But one would have expected him to be open with the court and put the court in a better position to deal with what he says made him not to be in attendance.
Inkantolo kahle kahle kodwa bekufanele kusukela lokho kuvele kungakabhubhi kwenzekeni kuze kuthi-ke ukuthi kunesimo lesinje lesikhona ukuze inkantolo ikwazi lesimo iyisebenze ngaso.
Perhaps that is an issue that he will have to ultimately explain to his professional body.
Mhlawumbe leyo indzaba lokutawufuna ukuthi-ke achaze kulaba labaphethe-ke bamili manje sikhungo lesiphethe bamili ukuthi baphethe kahle.
6. As regard to his affidavit, which the court has not received, will be considered on Tuesday, 11th April 2023, and a decision will be taken in relation thereto after having heard Mr. Kwakwa on Tuesday, 11th April 2023.
Kanti-ke ngokuthi kungatholakali-ke lestatimende sakhe bezivela lonke lezinzazelo lemibuthi inkantolo lenalo inkantolo beseyinquma ukuthi-ke kufanele lapho uyakuchazela Mr. Kwakwa ngalo lesifika namuhla mhla 11 April 2023.
He is not here, but his statement or affidavit, which is not commissioned, is before me.
Akekho Mr. Kwakwa ngokwakhe namuhla la kepha-ke kakuthumele isitatimende sakhe lesangasifungile masasayini.
Today, as I said, Mr. Sitebe is still acting for Mr. Kwakwa in relation to the accused number 1 to 3.
Kodwa nginamuhla Mr. Sithebe umuntu mayelongekako ngeta kulokhu okushiwo Mr. Kwakwa elimele bamangalweni number 1 and number 3.
He has one instruction,
Ngoba yena unemsebenzi munye kodwa atowenda namuhla.
and his instructions is to ask for a postponement of the matter.
Sebenzani yona Mr. Sithebe ukuthi atocela ukuthi ucala lihlehliswe.
This court is not a trial court.
Le nkantolo lesikhona namuhla la akusiyo letawubukana nokukhulunywa kwalutshalo.
It is a judicial case management court.
Lena inkantolo lebuke uhlelo lwamacala ukuthi-ke ake akulungela yini ukukhulunywa ngalamalanga lapho ekuyona.
You cannot be a judicial case management judge and at the same time be a trial court.
Ngeke phela ujaji lihlale libuke ukuthi lecala leli lishoda ngani bameli bakhona yini bese nakusuka lapho kube yilo futhi bemlalela ucala makhulunywa.
The trial in this matter has been allocated, or this matter has been allocated to be dealt with by Judge Rachibuma.
Lecala le ilahlelo labekelwa ukuthi-ke litawukhulunywa ngaphansi kweliso lajaji Rachibuma.
And these proceedings should not be made available to Judge Rachibuma.
Manje-ke lokhu lokukhulunywa la ngilokho-ke jaji Rachibuma la ngakwazi futhi ngeke atshele ukuthi kwenzekeni.
But this court, as a judicial case management court, managing the trial readiness of this matter, is entitled to interrogate the parties to be sure that the matter can be certified trial ready and can proceed.
Kodwa jaji lokhona la umsebenzi wakhe utokhulumisana nebameli benu nabo bonke labaphathelene lecala ukuthi ngabe bakulungele kangakanani ukukhulunywa kwelecala bese iba nesiqiniseko lendawo.
Now, the issue here is, who is not ready to proceed with trial?
Manje umbuzo ukuthi ngibani kahle kahle longakabi kulungile ukukhulunywa kwelecala.
Once the state is applying for a postponement, it is consistent. It is saying, we as the state, we are ready for trial.
manje nakubona sehlangothini lembuso umbuso uthi wona kulesikhathi sanyalo ukulungele yona ukukhulunywa kucala kuyahambisana nalokho.
The state is not only saying that, but it is saying, if you do not grant a postponement and we have to proceed with trial, we as a state, we will not be prejudiced.
Manje lo umbuso lokushoka kwafishane uthi-ke nangabe le nkantolo inganike hlezi kwabicala ningavumeli le umbuso ngeke uphazamiseke ngawo kawuqhubeka.
Almost like saying, we have a solid case and we have our witnesses ready.
Lokushoka kwafishane umeli ukuthi umbuso uthi le cala silungele ukuthi icala kukhulunywe ukuthi-ke sinaye ubufakazi noma ubufakazi.
Similarly, Ms. Muthetwa, who is appearing on behalf of the accused number 4, is on the same standpoint. She too is ready for trial. And I would imagine that it is even convenient for her client, because her client is in custody. The defense for accused number 1 and 2, through Mr. Steve, is that Mr. Kwakwa is also ready for trial. And he also indicated that the counsel that Mr. Kwakwa might brief is also ready for trial. That is on record. The effect of this is therefore that if a postponement is refused, none of the parties is going to be prejudiced. And this brings us to another question. What are the reasons for the postponement? And perhaps we must get there. And start with accused number 2, as Mr. Sitebe did. They want to make representations to the Director of Public Prosecutions for the withdrawal of the charges against the accused 2. And he started this way, referring to Mr. Sitebe. Accused number 2 was incorrectly identified as Bungani Lukele. Instead of Philemon Lukele. I am unable to understand why this could be the basis for the withdrawal of the charges. This appears to revolve around identity.
Ngoba lena indzaba lephathelene nokukhomba umuntu.
And the issue of identity is the subject of evidence during trial.
Kanti-ke indzaba yokuthi kukhonjwe umuntu lokungasuye esikhundleni salomunye, leyo indzaba yokushushiswa kwecala nalikhulunywa ngekhathi ngalo.
As I said, the state is confident that they are having a solid case, they are ready to proceed, but at the same time, they are not opposing a postponement.
Njengoba kubeyishiwo ukuthi-ke umbuso uthi ukuqala ukuthi kukhona icala eliphathekako ngempela ukuthi-ke liphendulele kulo, kanti-ke ngakulelinye ihlangothi umbuso awuphikisani nesicelo nangabe sifakwa ngumlindweni ukuthi le cala lihlehiswe.
The issue of identity is for the accused to go and fight it during trial.
Indzaba yokuthi umuntu kukhonjwe lomunye esikhundleni salomunye indzaba yokumele ukuthi bamangalelwa bayive phakathi kwenkantolo.
And that is what is normally done in a criminal matter.
Lokho ngilokho kwamise ukuthi kwenziwe nangabe kukhona icala lobugebengu enkantolo.
Of course, with reference to accused number 2, there is another thing.
Kanti-ke futhi kakuba yinomonakalo kathi kukhona lokunye.
There is no proof from the cell phone records that the accused number 2 was at any stage close to the deceased
Lokunye lakubhekile kumele
or in the proximity of the deceased.
uthi abukho ma-records eselfone lakhombisa ukuthi-ke wena njengemangalo ngathu uye wakhulumisana nemuphi noma mhlawumbe wabaseduzane nendawo le akuyo.
This, again, is the subject of ventilation during trial.
Naleso sihloko futhi naso into esidingiswa ngekhathi enkantolo nangayo ukukhulunywa licala.
The position would have been different if the state was saying, it looks like our case is shaking and that therefore it will be important to have a look at the representation. That's not what the state is saying.
Manje bekutawuvakala nangabe ngumbuso ukhala ngalo ukuthi kwalala sengathi icala lethu liyacekaceka lana kutawufuna ukuthi sihambe siyothola ama-cellphone records sibuke cha umbuso awufuni lokho.
Based on this, the application for a postponement in respect of the accused 2 is hereby refused.
Manje ngalezo sizathu ngalolu esiyibhalile lesicelo sokuthi le cala lihlehliselo lesizathu lesikhanyiswe ngummeli kummangalelwa number 2 sicelo inkantolo iyasichitha.
I now tend to deal with the application for a postponement on behalf of the accused 1.
Kaloku ngiyabe siyibuka ehlangothini lesizathu ukuthi icala lingahlehliselwa kummangalelwa number 1.
It starts this way. They want to make representations for the withdrawal of the charges based on the fact that their cell phone records do not show any contact between the accused 1 and the deceased.
Kanti-ke ngala ehlangothini lemmangalelwa number 1 ummeli uthi ucela icala lihlehliswe ngoba lama-records lawa eselfone awakhombisi ukuthi kube khona kuxhumana phakathi kwakho nemufi ngendlela thile futhi kakhela.
Mr. Sitebe sought to amplify this in this way. Accused number 1 and the deceased were never in the same area.
Kanti-ke uye wayigcizelela-ke ummeli wenu Sisithebe wathi-ke ummangalelwa number 1 bekangekho duze nendawo la bekukhona khona umufi.
Simply the effect of this is that the accused 1 is saying he was never at the scene of crime.
Kusho ukuthi lokho kuchaza ngokusobala ukuthi ummangalelwa number 1 uthi yena bekangekho kule ndawo yesehlakalo salucala.
Almost like he was elsewhere at the time of the commission of the accused or of the offense.
futhi kahle kahle uma ngabe angekho kuleyo ndawo bekakulenye indawo ngalesikhathi kwenteka icala ngalana yenzeka futhi.
This is a normal defense that is often brought up in a criminal matter.
Lokho-ke ngiloko lokuye mhlambe kuvele nangabe kukhulunywa icala ebudedengu ngibeka njalo labaningi.
Unless if the state was to say, this is the only evidence that we have as the state and we do not have any other evidence, and therefore there is a good chance for the charges to be withdrawn.
Manje lokho bekungavakala ungabe kukhuluma umbuso nomshoshizi ukuthi phela thina bakwazi esithembele bona ngibe kuphela sesifike kulini mangabe kuke lokho kusho ukuthi vele kule cala.
But that is not what the state advocate has said to this court.
Kanti-ke ummeli wembuso akazange asho njalo makathatha lenkantolo.
She did not say, we too, as the state, we want to consider the representations because we think that we may not succeed in our matter. They're not saying that.
Umbuso awusho ukuthi nathi sinaqale sibe ukuthi baphakamisa diphi izizathu ukuthi kusifike ngato la macala ukuthi sinaqale sibe lezi izizathu ngikhani-ke sitobona ukuthi mhlawumbe sibathola ngakuphi cha usho njalo umbuso.
Based on this, the application by the accused number one for a postponement by the accused number one is also refused.
Ngalezi izizathu njalo lezi kuchazile nalesicelo sokuhlezi icala ngasihlangothini lwemangalelo number 1 siyachithwa.
Lastly, I turn to the accused three.
Kanti kokugcina-ke inkantolo ibuka-ke umangalelo number 3.
With regards to accused number three, it looks like the defense is an alibi as well.
La nakubuka-ke endzabeni lehlangothi lwemangalelo number 3 kubonakala sengathi ummeli wenu uyakuqweshisa abasanhloko kuleli cala lokuthi bongekho wasanhloko.
He was never around the scene of the crime and he never had physical contact with the deceased.
Ukuthi wena bowungekho lapha endaweni esihlalayo futhi akukho ukuthintana lokho abakhona phakathi kwakho nomuntu.
Neither did he have any communication with the deceased.
Futhi ngisho nokuxhumana ingalo ukuthi nikhulumisane azange kwenteke.
This is the subject of the trial.
Inkantolo naleso futhi sihlokwana lokudzingiswa sona nangabe kukhulunywa icala enkantolo.
And everyone here is ready for trial. No one can claim to be prejudiced by continuation of the trial in this matter.
Wonke umuntu la ukulungela ukuthi leli cala likhulunywe ukuthi umuntu utawucekeleka kulungelo lakhe phansi nangabe leli cala lingaqhubeki.
Similarly, the application for a postponement on behalf of the accused three is hereby refused.
Ngalesi sizathu-ke isicelo sokuhlethwa kwecala sihlangothini lwemangalelo number 3 naso siyachithwa ngenkantolo.
In conclusion, the following order is made.
Manje seyiphetha-ke le nkantolo nasi isinqumo sayo siphatha.
1. The application by the three accused for a postponement is hereby refused.
Le nkantolo lesicelo lesenziwe ngummeli wenu asenziwa nina nobathathu umangalelo 1 number 3 inkantolo iyasichitha.
2. The matter is certified trial ready.
Leli cala-ke liqinisekiswa ukuthi-ke selikulungele ukukhulunywa.
3. This matter is allocated to Judge Rachivumo.
Leli cala-ke lihlelo labekelwa ukuthi-ke litawukhulunywa ngaphansi kwesandla noma kweliso lajaji Rachivumo.
4. The trial shall continue as scheduled from 10 o'clock tomorrow. That is the 12th April 2023.
Leli cala-ke litawuqhubeka nekukhulunywa njengoba belihlelelwe kusasa lokusala ngomhlaka 12 April ngo-10 ekuseni iyaqala ukukhulunywa.
I'm on order number what, Madam? We're going to 5. Okay, 5. Mr. Kwakwa is hereby ordered to be in attendance tomorrow
Kanti-ke Mr. Kwakwa inkantolo iyamncomela ukuthi kusasa nakanjani kufanele abe la kule nkantolo
for the purpose of trial,
uzokhuluma le cala.
as it has been indicated
Njengoba kuye kwabhekwa ngaleyo
by Mr. Sitebe,
azile msisithelo ukuthi kulungele Mr. Kwakwa ukukhuluma kwale cala.
that he is ready, Mr. Kwakwa is ready for trial in the event the postponement is refused.
Sesithelo uchazile ukuthi Mr. Kwakwa ukulungele ukukhulunywa kwale cala leli nangabe le nkantolo itahlisa isicelo sokuthi le cala hlehliswe.
6. Am I going to number 6? 6. Mr. Kwakwa is further ordered to file an affidavit by not later than Tuesday next week. By the way, is what date? What date? Can someone help me? Women, all of us here, we don't know what date is next week, Tuesday.
It's the 18th.
Mr. Kwakwa is hereby ordered to file an affidavit by not later than 12 hours on Tuesday, 18 April 2023, in which he explains the following.
Kanti-ke lokuyilayelwa kwaMr. Kwakwa ukuthi-ke kufanele abhale i-affidavit noma statimende lesigcwele kungakashayi ilanga leta-1 lesibili 18 April 2023 angashayi kodwa endlini.
Is it number 5? No. 6. 6.1. Why his failure to attend court today should not be construed as amounting to contempt of court.
Kulabhale lapha lokuyiwa lowo westatimende sakhe ukuthi indzaba-ke ngokungabikho kwakhe namuhla kule nkantolo kungathathwa njengesenzo lesihambelene nomthetho futhi-ke kungani kumele kungabiwa yini lomkhandlu longamele bamilile.
6.2. Why his conduct should not be reported to the LPC as a professional body. His conduct for failure to attend the proceedings today should not be reported to LPC, particularly seen in the light of paragraph 2 of the order of the 6th of April 2023.
Kanti-ke inkantolo ithi-ke kuyachaza nokuthi-ke le ndlela yakhe laphatha yona ingabe ifanele ngani ingaripotwa laphana kulo mkhandlu lophethe bameli ngokuphathwa kwameli.
6.3. In the affidavit, he must also explain the details of his bereavement.
Okunye-ke futhi ufuna achaze kabanzi ngale sifo lesibhekile ekhaya ukuthi uhamba njani.
Mr. Lukele? Mr. Lukele? You see, Body language. Body language. Remember, I'm here. I can see what is actually going through your mind. I can read your mind as I'm seated here. You might want to avoid that, am I right? Thank you so much, Mr. Lekele. They don't know what I'm talking about, but I know, and you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Yes, I think that will be the end of it. Oh, the last one, 7. Mr. Sitebe, who is standing for Mr. Kwakwa, is hereby directed to bring this order to the attention of Mr. Kwakwa by not later than 13:30 today. Um, 8. The registrar of this court is also directed to bring this order to the direction of Mr. Kwakwa by not later than 14:30 today, and for this purpose the order shall be signed by the registrar, shall be typed and signed by the registrar before it is issued and sent to Mr. Kwakwa. The last order is number what?
9.
Okay. The previous court orders made in this matter, including the order for today, shall not be disclosed to the trial court unless it becomes necessary to do so. Are we together, Ms. Ramarelli? So these orders are going to be kept separate from the file unless it becomes necessary for the trial court to know of the court orders. Counsel for the state, is there something that you might want to add to the order?
There's nothing from the statement.
Counsel for the accused 4, is there something that you might want to add to the order?
As it please the court, nothing, my lord.
Counsel for the accused number 1 to 3, is there something that you might want to add to the order?
Question rather, my lord. So does this mean the representations shall not be made?
It's not for me. I have not made that order that representation should not be made. I have I'm dealing with this. Whether or not you want to make representation is not for me to decide. Are we together?
Yes.
Yes. But at least there are reasons why the application for a postponement has not been granted on the basis of the grounds that you have given as the basis for the representation. Whether or not you still want to pursue the representation is not for this court to deal with.
As a copy,
Yes.
my lord.
But the matter, as you would see, is certified trial ready, and the matter will proceed tomorrow before Judge Rachivomo. The accused number one, Mr. Mukachwa, are you on bail or you are in custody?
I'm in custody, my lord.
And Mr. Lukele, are you on bail or in custody?
On bail.
Okay. Mr. Gama, are you, Mr. Gama, are you
As in
on?
custody, my lord.
No, he was a bailing, Mr. Gama, or process toxin. Are you interpreting for Mr. Gama? Mr. Step, are you interpreting for Mr. Gama?
Yeah.
But in Kurmana is straight.
Oh, I am going to
Oh, Ange.
KwaMaZulu.
Oh, yeah?
Language of
What is he saying? Is he in custody or is he on bail?
custody, my lord.
Okay. Accused 1, 3, and 4, you are remanded in custody. Accused number 2, you are released on your extended bail on the same conditions. I suggest that counsel and Ms. Mtetwa,
My lord?
in the event you are not here, Mr. Siteve, when the proceedings start tomorrow, you must indicate to the court the challenges which Mr. Gama is apparently having. Are we together?
As a copy.
Perhaps the court will have to find a suitable space where he would be able to hear the proceedings. Am I correct? You can explain to me. Am I correct, Mr. Gama, that you do have problems, you may not hear people far from you? Is it both ears or the right ear? Can you just ensure, Mrs. Tebe, that when Mr. Kwakwa comes here, and I think even for the proceedings in the future, right? Mr. Gama should be accommodated in a manner that will make him not to miss the proceedings. Are we together? It is going to be very critical state. You do understand? Okay. So, Mr. Gama, I've just indicated now that perhaps your challenges should be brought to the court that is going to deal with trial tomorrow, so that you should not miss anything during your proceedings. Are we together? And the court agent, don't leave any of your equipment here. Media, please don't leave any of your equipment here. You must take them. Okay.
see violence all around, families broken down, injustice for the poor. As a nation need you, oh now darling, say God, oh, we pray to you, God, we pray, we pray. We need economic freedom in our lifetime. For now, darling.